Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Narcissistic abuse is a complex and multifaceted issue that extends far beyond the individual experiences of those directly targeted. It deeply affects the environment of a home, leaving profound psychological and emotional scars that reshape the household's dynamics. Understanding these impacts can provide a clearer picture of how narcissistic behavior transforms the home into a place of distress rather than comfort. A home under the influence of narcissistic abuse becomes a breeding ground for tension and fear. Family members often find themselves navigating a constant state of anxiety, aware that their actions and words might trigger the narcissist's volatile reactions. This environment is characterized by a pervasive sense of walking on eggshells, where even minor deviations from expected behavior can result in outbursts of rage or harsh criticism from the narcissist. The atmosphere can become so fraught with tension that the home no longer feels like a sanctuary, but a battleground where emotional safety is elusive. The constant presence of criticism and explosive anger can create an environment where individuals are perpetually on edge. This heightened state of alertness can lead to a chronic sense of unease and insecurity. Victims may experience significant stress-related symptoms, such as frequent headaches, stomach issues, or general fatigue, all stemming from the unrelenting emotional turmoil. Despite the visible distress within the home, narcissists often manage to maintain a charming and composed demeanor in public, creating a stark contrast between their private and public personas. This discrepancy can make it difficult for outsiders to recognize the abuse, leaving victims isolated and unsupported. The psychological impact of living in such an environment can lead to a pervasive sense of never being truly safe or at ease. Victims might struggle with persistent self-doubt, questioning their own perceptions and feelings as the narcissist manipulates situations to maintain control. This manipulation not only affects emotional stability, but also leads to physical manifestations of stress, further compounding the victim's distress. The atmosphere of fear and tension can have long-lasting effects on the mental health and well-being of everyone in the household. The chaotic impact of narcissistic abuse often extends to the physical environment of the home. Victims may find themselves living in a state of disarray and clutter, reflecting the internal chaos wrought by the narcissist's behavior. This disorganization is not merely a result of neglect, but a physical manifestation of the emotional turmoil experienced by those living under the influence of a narcissist. Clutter and chaos can become a pervasive feature of the home environment, with piles of items accumulating as victims struggle to maintain order amidst the ongoing emotional turmoil. The constant stress and distraction caused by the narcissist's manipulative behavior can leave individuals feeling overwhelmed and incapable of managing their living spaces effectively. As a result, the home may appear chaotic, mirroring the internal disarray experienced by the victims. Moreover, the impact of this chaos can extend to interpersonal relationships within the household. Strained dynamics and a lack of harmony may emerge as the emotional burden of dealing with a narcissistic abuser affects how family members interact with each other. The inability to maintain order and cleanliness can lead to heightened conflicts and a sense of instability, further exacerbating the overall dysfunction within the home. Maintaining a semblance of order in such an environment becomes increasingly challenging as victims expend their energy on managing the psychological fallout of living with a narcissist. The clutter and disorganization thus serve as a tangible representation of the emotional chaos and stress that pervade the household, highlighting the far-reaching effects of narcissistic abuse on daily life. Isolation is a significant consequence of narcissistic abuse, often manifesting as a gradual withdrawal from social interactions and relationships. Victims may begin to isolate themselves from friends and family as a coping mechanism to avoid conflict or further abuse. The narcissist may actively encourage or enforce this isolation, deliberately creating distance between the victim and their support network to maintain control. This process of withdrawal is not instantaneous, but occurs over time as the victim internalizes the narcissist's criticism and manipulation. As their self-worth erodes under the constant barrage of negativity, victims may feel embarrassed or ashamed to discuss their situation with others. This sense of shame can lead them to withdraw further, compounding their isolation and dependence on the narcissist for validation and companionship. The gradual erosion of social connections can leave victims increasingly isolated, with their friendships and social activities fading away. This isolation can create a sense of loneliness and dependence on the narcissist, reinforcing the cycle of abuse. Recognizing the signs of isolation and withdrawal is crucial for offering support and helping victims rebuild their social connections and self-worth. Victims of narcissistic abuse may find themselves increasingly cut off from the outside world, with their social interactions and relationships diminished. This isolation not only impacts their emotional well-being, but also hinders their ability to seek help or support. Understanding the dynamics of isolation in the context of narcissistic abuse is essential for providing effective assistance and fostering a supportive environment for recovery. Control and manipulation are central to the dynamics of narcissistic abuse, affecting every aspect of home life. Narcissists exert control over finances, daily routines, and family decisions, often manipulating situations to maintain their dominance and power. This control can manifest in various ways, from making unilateral decisions without considering the needs or opinions of others, to creating a pervasive sense of helplessness among family members. Victims may find themselves constantly second-guessing their choices and actions, driven by a desire to avoid conflict or further criticism from the narcissist. The manipulation tactics employed by narcissists can be subtle yet pervasive, gradually eroding the victim's sense of autonomy and self-confidence. This ongoing control can lead to a profound sense of dependency, where victims feel pressured to comply with the narcissist's demands to maintain a semblance of peace. The impact of this manipulation extends beyond immediate interactions, affecting the victim's overall sense of self and well-being. Victims may struggle with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt as they navigate the complex web of control and manipulation created by the narcissist. Recognizing these patterns is crucial for breaking free from the cycle of control and seeking professional help to regain independence and assertiveness. Understanding the extent of control and manipulation in narcissistic abuse is essential for recognizing the detrimental effects on personal autonomy and self-esteem. By identifying these patterns early, victims can take steps to address the issue and seek support to restore their sense of agency and well-being. Gaslighting is a particularly damaging tactic used by narcissists to undermine their victims' sense of reality. This psychological manipulation creates an environment of confusion and instability, where victims are made to doubt their own perceptions and judgments. Narcissists may engage in gaslighting by denying or distorting facts, blaming the victim for issues that are not their fault, or invalidating their feelings and experiences. The effects of gaslighting can be profound, leaving victims feeling disoriented and unsure of themselves. This constant undermining can lead to a loss of trust in one's own judgment and a heightened sense of confusion about what is real and what is fabricated by the narcissist. The impact of gaslighting extends beyond immediate interactions, affecting the victim's overall mental well-being and sense of reality. Recognizing gaslighting behaviors is crucial for victims to regain clarity and trust in their own perceptions. Understanding the tactics used by narcissists to manipulate and distort reality can help victims break free from the narcissist's control and seek the support needed to rebuild their sense of self. Therapy and support networks can play a vital role in helping victims regain their footing and navigate the complex effects of gaslighting. The pervasive impact of gaslighting on an individual's sense of reality highlights the importance of recognizing and addressing these behaviors. By understanding the dynamics of gaslighting, victims can take steps to reclaim their mental stability and seek the support necessary for recovery. The emotional abuse inherent in narcissistic relationships creates a pervasive atmosphere of turmoil within the home. Constant criticism, belittling remarks, and demeaning behavior contribute to a climate of emotional distress that affects the mental health of all family members. This ongoing barrage of negativity can lead to severe consequences, including heightened levels of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. The relentless nature of emotional abuse makes it difficult for victims to maintain a positive self-image or feel good about their abilities. Over time, the accumulated stress from constant criticism can make even routine tasks feel overwhelming. Everyday interactions within the household become fraught with fear of further criticism, exacerbating the emotional turmoil experienced by victims. The toll of emotional abuse on mental health can be profound, impacting not only the victim, but also other family members who are exposed to the same negative environment. Recognizing the signs of emotional turmoil and seeking support is essential for breaking free from the cycle of abuse and rebuilding emotional strength and self-worth. Therapy and support networks can provide crucial assistance in addressing the long-term effects of emotional abuse and fostering a healthier home environment. Understanding the impact of emotional abuse on mental health is crucial for providing effective support and intervention. By addressing the emotional turmoil experienced by victims, it is possible to promote healing and recovery within the household. In narcissistic households, boundaries between family members can become blurred, leading to enmeshment and role confusion. Narcissists often impose their needs and expectations on others, resulting in a lack of clear boundaries and a sense of obligation or guilt. Children, in particular, may be expected to fulfill the narcissist's emotional needs or emulate their behaviors, hindering their healthy development and personal growth. This role confusion can prevent individuals from developing a sense of identity separate from the narcissist's influence. Family members may struggle to establish their own boundaries and maintain a sense of autonomy, as their roles and responsibilities become intertwined with the narcissist's needs and expectations. The lack of personal boundaries can impede emotional growth and independence, leading to difficulties in forming healthy relationships and establishing a stable sense of self. Addressing role confusion and enmeshment requires recognizing the impact of blurred boundaries on individual development and family dynamics. Therapy and support networks can play a crucial role in helping individuals establish healthy boundaries and regain a sense of personal identity. Understanding the dynamics of enmeshment and role confusion is essential for promoting emotional well-being and fostering healthy family relationships. The impact of role confusion and enmeshment on individual development highlights the importance of addressing these issues in the context of narcissistic abuse. By focusing on establishing clear boundaries and fostering personal growth, it is possible to support individuals in overcoming the effects of enmeshment and promoting a healthier family dynamic. Narcissistic behavior can also lead to physical neglect or overcompensation within the household. Individuals absorbed in their own wants and needs may neglect essential household tasks, such as maintenance or cleanliness. This neglect can create a sense of imbalance and frustration within the home, as essential tasks are left undone and living conditions deteriorate. Conversely, narcissists may engage in overcompensation in public or social settings, striving to maintain a perfect image and hide any flaws. This behavior can create a stark contrast between the outward appearance of perfection and the reality of neglect within the home. The focus on external appearances can further exacerbate feelings of undervaluation among family members, who may feel neglected or overlooked in favor of maintaining a facade. Recognizing the patterns of physical neglect and overcompensation is essential for understanding the broader impact of narcissistic behavior on the household environment. By addressing these issues, individuals can work towards creating a more balanced and supportive home environment where essential tasks are managed effectively and emotional needs are acknowledged. The dynamics of physical neglect and overcompensation highlight the impact of narcissistic behavior on both practical and emotional aspects of home life. By addressing these patterns, it is possible to promote a healthier and more functional living environment. Trust is a fundamental component of healthy relationships, but it is often eroded in narcissistically abusive households. The manipulative tactics employed by narcissists can lead to a breakdown in trust among family members who may become wary of each other or struggle to trust their own perceptions. The constant undermining and deceit associated with narcissistic abuse can create a pervasive sense of mistrust, impacting both interpersonal relationships and individual well-being. The erosion of trust can have significant consequences for family dynamics, leading to increased conflicts and a sense of instability within the household. Victims may struggle to maintain healthy relationships with others, as their ability to trust is compromised by the narcissist's manipulative behavior. Addressing the issue of trust erosion requires recognizing the impact of narcissistic abuse on relationships and seeking support to rebuild trust and foster healthier interactions. Understanding the dynamics of trust erosion in the context of narcissistic abuse is essential for providing effective support and intervention. By focusing on rebuilding trust and addressing the impact of manipulation, it is possible to promote healthier relationships and a more stable home environment. Children raised in narcissistic environments often carry the burden of unresolved family dynamics into adulthood. They may struggle with emotional regulation, difficulty forming healthy relationships, and a range of other challenges related to their upbringing. The impact of narcissistic abuse on children can have long-lasting effects, influencing their ability to navigate relationships and manage their emotional well-being. Children who grow up in narcissistically abusive households may internalize negative messages and develop issues related to self-esteem, emotional regulation, and relationship patterns. The unresolved dynamics of their upbringing can carry over into their adult relationships, impacting their ability to form healthy connections and navigate interpersonal challenges. Recognizing the impact of narcissistic abuse on children is crucial for providing appropriate support and intervention to address these long-term effects. Understanding the impact of narcissistic abuse on children highlights the importance of addressing these issues early and providing support for their emotional development. By focusing on the specific challenges faced by children in narcissistically abusive households, it is possible to promote healing and support their long-term well-being. Narcissistic abuse can also lead to financial instability within the household. Narcissists may exert control over finances, making impulsive or irresponsible financial decisions that impact the entire family's well-being. This control can create a sense of financial insecurity and strain, affecting the household's overall stability and functionality. The impact of financial instability can be profound, leading to increased stress and anxiety among family members. Victims may struggle to manage financial responsibilities and plan for the future, as their ability to make independent financial decisions is undermined by the narcissist's control. Addressing financial instability requires recognizing the impact of narcissistic behavior on financial management and seeking support to regain control and stability. Understanding the financial implications of narcissistic abuse is essential for addressing the broader impact of this behavior on the household. By focusing on financial management and stability, it is possible to promote a healthier and more secure living environment. Without intervention, narcissistic abuse tends to perpetuate itself in a cycle. Children who witness or experience abuse may grow up to repeat similar patterns in their own relationships or households. The cycle of abuse can create a generational pattern of dysfunction where the behaviors and dynamics of one generation are repeated in the next. Breaking the cycle of abuse requires a commitment to addressing the underlying issues and seeking support to change destructive patterns. Therapy and support networks can play a crucial role in helping individuals recognize and break free from the cycle of abuse, promoting healthier relationship patterns, and preventing the perpetuation of dysfunction. Understanding the cycle of abuse highlights the importance of addressing narcissistic behavior and its impact on future generations. By focusing on breaking the cycle and promoting positive change, it is possible to support individuals in creating healthier and more functional relationships. Victims of narcissistic abuse often neglect self-care as their focus shifts to managing the narcissist's demands and emotional outbursts. This neglect can lead to physical health issues and chronic stress, as individuals prioritize the needs of the narcissist over their own well-being. The impact of diminished self-care can be significant, affecting both physical and emotional health. Victims may experience a range of health issues, including fatigue, illness, and general physical decline, as they neglect their own needs in favor of managing the narcissist's behavior. Recognizing the importance of self-care and seeking support is essential for addressing these issues and promoting overall well-being. Understanding the effects of diminished self-care in the context of narcissistic abuse highlights the need for individuals to prioritize their own health and well-being. By focusing on self-care and seeking support, it is possible to address the physical and emotional impacts of abuse and promote recovery. Attempts to alter the dynamics within a narcissistically abusive home are often met with resistance or escalations from the narcissist. This resistance reinforces the status quo and makes it challenging to implement meaningful changes. The narcissist's opposition to change can perpetuate the abusive environment, making it difficult for family members to establish healthier patterns and improve their living conditions. Overcoming this resistance requires persistence, support, and a commitment to breaking free from the cycle of abuse. It may involve seeking professional help, establishing clear boundaries, and working towards creating a healthier home environment. Recognizing the challenges associated with resistance to change is essential for effectively addressing the dynamics of narcissistic abuse and promoting positive change. Understanding the dynamics of resistance to change highlights the importance of persistence and support in addressing narcissistic abuse. By focusing on overcoming resistance and implementing meaningful changes, it is possible to create a healthier and more supportive living environment. Recognizing the signs of narcissistic abuse is the first crucial step towards seeking healing and creating a safer, healthier home environment. Therapy and support networks play a vital role in rebuilding trust, establishing boundaries, and promoting emotional well-being. Understanding how narcissistic abuse transforms a home is essential for breaking free from its grip and fostering a supportive environment where individuals can heal and thrive. Early recognition and proactive seeking of help are key to reclaiming a sense of safety and peace within the home. Therapy, support groups, and other resources can provide valuable assistance in addressing the effects of narcissistic abuse and promoting recovery. By focusing on healing and creating a supportive environment, it is possible to overcome the impact of narcissistic abuse and foster a healthier home dynamic. The process of seeking healing highlights the importance of recognizing and addressing the effects of narcissistic abuse. By prioritizing recovery and seeking support, individuals can work towards creating a healthier and more positive living environment where they can heal and thrive.